Hello ladies and gentlemen, PhoneScoop here. What you're taking a look at there is an unopened BlackBerry Storm2. What we're going to do is unbox it for you, and then we'll take a quick look at the Storm2's features, and we'll also compare it to the original Storm. So without further ado, let's dig in. We've got a plain black box here. Not much going on. Probably not a final retail box. In fact, I'm sure it's probably just a sample that they sent to people in the press, such as myself. We'll open it up, and we can see the Storm2 is in there. Not very securely fastened. Resting there. We've got a little cardboard piece here. We've got a charger in this box. We've got a USB cable, and we've got stereo headphones. So, not bad, you know. Definitely have seen more accessories come in a box. There's not even a user manual in here, so this is definitely not a final consumer, consumer box. So, not a whole lot going on with that. So, since there's not a lot of interesting things in the box, let's take a look at the phone itself. There it is, the Storm2 from Research in Motion. Let's dive in and see what it's all about. At first glance, the Storm2 looks almost identical to the original Storm. Almost nearly the same in shape, layout, configuration, size, and weight. We've got, similarly placed buttons and hardware, and basically, I mean, you can see for yourself the similarities are pretty stark. But concentrating on the Storm2, you can see that the entire front panel is now one large button. There's no separation here between the buttons along the bottom. These are four distinct keys on the face of the glass, the capacitive screen there. Taking a look at the rest of the phone, you can see on the left here we've got just a application key. This key is actually a little bit mushy, but it has a rubber top to it, so it's easily found with your thumb. We have the micro USB port there. Nothing along the bottom. On the right, we've got several different keys. We've got a user-definable application key here. You can use this to launch the camera, to launch the email program, pretty much whatever you want. And we've got a volume toggle here. This also feels a little bit mushy, but again, it's coated in rubber and is easy to find with your thumb. On the back, you can see we have the 3.2 megapixel camera as well as a flash to help make for better picture taking. And a little bit difficult to see in the top, but they've sort of switched things around. Looks like the power key is here now. Before it was on the front face of the phone. My guess is this doubles as a power and lock key. And we've got the ever-present silent switch to turn off the ringer when you've got an incoming call. And as with the original, we'll peel this back. And you can see we've got a SIM card here for use on GSM networks overseas, and the slot for the micro SD card goes there. So this is pretty similar to the original in most respects, but just some subtle changes. And of course, you'll notice different accents. You've got silver on the original and black on the new one. And, like the buttons here are silver, the buttons here are black. And, but otherwise, for all intents and purposes, it looks almost identical. Oh, and of course, forgot to mention the 3.5 millimeter headset jack here on the top right of the phone for your stereo headset listening pleasure. So now that we've taken a quick scan of the hardware, let's dive in and see if RIM made any changes to the software on the Storm2. So after playing with the Storm2 for just a few moments off camera, I can say immediately and without any doubt that it is a far superior product to the original Storm that was released back in November of 2008. Perhaps the most noticeable and biggest improvement will be just the regular performance of the device, how it reacts. You can see instantaneous reaction to my finger as I move across it and make selections and try to interact with the phone. We've also got some nice animations for opening applications, and you can just see it's just blazing fast. It responds really well to my thumb and the way I touch. Now, of course, this screen still is a sure press screen. There are 4 actuators under the screen compared to the single actuator that was under the screen on the original Storm, and that makes it more responsive to presses and better able to localize where you're exactly pressing on the screen itself. So, for example, we will type a message. We'll type a new message to myself here, and you can see as I brought this up that it is has this sure press style QWERTY keyboard. You know, we've already sent 2 messages here. I'm going to just quickly type up another one, and you can see how well the Storm responds to typing compared to the original. So there, it figured out its PhoneScoop pretty well. There, got it right. You know, I typed, "This is a much better phone than the original." And of course, if you want to interact with a full QWERTY, you can just turn it sideways, and it works just the same. And hitting the return key will send off the email. You know, and you can type this way too. So, well, this is how you type in landscape mode. So yeah, okay. So I made one mistake, but otherwise not bad at all. We've got smileys here that we can dump in there. We can put in anything we want, and off it goes. So the typing experience, I can't stress enough, is vastly, vastly improved compared to the original Storm. The screen itself doesn't need to travel as far for each successive click, and because of that, your thumbs get less tired when typing. And of course, you can see how quickly it reacts to being turned on its side. It reacts almost instantly. With the other Storm, the original Storm, you sometimes had to wait up to 5 seconds for the thing to react. You know, we've got the same access to all the media here. Media player looks about the same. You've got songs, you've got videos. Looks like they've loaded some trailers in there. Back out to the main screen. We will jump into the main menu. You've got all the typical controls and Verizon applications here. They've preloaded Slacker, it looks like, and VCast Rhapsody, VCast Song ID, My Verizon, which is an account controlling program, its own mapping program that's not Google Maps there. They've got VZ Navigator here, of course. Instant messaging, all here. You've got Windows, Yahoo, Google, AIM, and BlackBerry Messenger. And, of course, you've got the camera. Downloads is where anything you grab from the BlackBerry Apps Word will go, and you can see some preloaded applications. Of course, these are productivity-based applications, Words to go, Sheets to go, Slides to go, so you can interact with work documents. And, you know, it's got some games on there, and yeah, that's it. You know, it's a much, much better device. There's no other way to say it. It's easy to use. It reacts as it's supposed to, and it feels better designed, more well thought out, and more refined when compared to the original Storm. So, the Storm 2, available from Verizon Wireless, packing 3G, GSM for roaming on European networks, Wi-Fi, GPS, Bluetooth, and a much better operating system. Storm 2, Verizon Wireless. There it is, folks.